Carries its heavy load. I saw a reflection in a broken well, a story that no silver tongue could tell. The wind is pulling at the hem of my coat while the waves are rocking this wooden boat. I heard a name calling to the stone, a mercy deeper than any man has known. A fire that does not burn the vine, a cup of grace turned from water into wine. The mountain bows before the mustard seed, filling up the hollow of every human need. The morning star is rising above the hill. Peace be quiet. Into the rolling grave, searching for a light to lead the way. The veil is torn and the doors swing wide, nowhere for the shadows left to hide. It is not found in the palaces of gold, but in the truth that the humble hold. But the shepherd calls from the highest ground. What was lost has finally been found. The nails are gone and the wood is dry. A new sun is painted on a canvas sky. The chains are falling like autumn leaves. The harvest is gathered in golden sheaves. The debt is paid by a nail-scarred hand across the borders of this desert land. There is a fire that does not burn the vine, a cup of grace turned from water into wine. The mountain bows before the mustard seed, filling up the hollow of every human need. The morning star is rising above the hill. Peace be quiet.
spend my seasons in a hollow cage, writing lies on a brittle page. But every mountain began to bow. The truth is living inside me now.
The chains are brittle and the lock is wide. There is no longer a place to hide. The thunder rolls beneath the skin. A brand new fire is moving in. The heavy lifting is finally done. I see the face of the rising sun. You are the breath when the air is thin, the mercy found where the storms begin. You are the anchor in the crashing tide, the only door that is open wide. I lift my hands to the endless sky, where every tear is finally dry.
The path is narrow and the climb is steep, but there are promises that you keep. I used to stumble in the blinding gray until you swept all the mist away. Now every heartbeat is a steady drum, waiting for the kingdom that is yet to come.
I left a burden at the garden gate. I will not tremble beneath the weight, for even if the solid ground should shake, there is a covenant you will not break.
The sky shouting what the soul has known, that I have never been truly alone.
The thunder rolls beneath the skin. A brand new fire is moving in. The heavy lifting is finally done. I see the face of the rising sun. You are the breath when the air is thin, the mercy found where the storms begin. You are the anchor in the crashing tide, the only door that is open wide. I lift my hands to the endless sky, where every tear is finds dry. You are the breath when the air is thin, the mercy sound where the storms begin. You are the anchor in the crashing tide, the only door that is open wide. I lift my hands to the endless sky, where every tear is finally dry. The dust has settled on the nameless road. I carried shadows as my only load. The compass spun until the needle broke. I swallowed thunder and I breathed the smoke. My footprints vanished in the shifting sand. I held a map of an abandoned land. No signs were posted at the dead of night, just the weight of gravity and fading sight. The silence grew heavy as a mountain stone. I realized I couldn't cut the path alone, but the Lord reached down through the heavy grave. He whispered steady and he cleared the clay. In the hollow valley where the demons play, the Lord took my hand and he found the way. We walked me out to the break of day. Yes, the Lord took my hand and he found the way. I spent my seasons chasing silver ghosts, trading my soul for the shallow coast. The pride of man is a fragile glass, watching the years and the mercies pass. I was a sailor with a broken mast, I'm standing patient at the garden gate. Now the Lord reached down to the heavy prey. He whispered steady and he cleared the clay. In the hollow valley where the demons play, the Lord took my hand and he found a way. He brought me out to the break of day. Yes, the Lord took my hand when he found a way. Oh, the Lord reached down to the heavy prey. You whispered steady and he cleared the clay. In the hollow valley where the demons play, the Lord took my hand and he found a way. He walked me out to the break of day. Yes, the Lord took my hand and he found a way. I've been stumbling through the shadows, trying hard to find my way, carrying the weight of every choice I made. But when the night gets heavy and the world turns cold, I feel your hand beside me, never letting go. I've been lost, I've been broken, I've been running from the truth, but you kept calling out my name like you already knew. Jesus, walk with me when the road gets rough, when the storms roll in and I'm not enough. You lift me up when I fall apart. You light the dark, you steady my heart. Jesus, walk with me, I'm holding on to you. I've been chasing empty answers, trying to fill the space, but nothing ever healed me like your saving grace. You took my fear and failure, turned it into hope. You showed me I'm forgiven more than I'll ever know. I've been lost, I've been broken, but you never turned away. You just opened up your arms and said, I'm here to stay. Jesus, walk with me when the road gets rough, when the storms roll in and I'm not enough. You lift me up when I fall apart. You light the dark, you steady my heart. Jesus, walk with me, I'm holding on to you. When I'm standing on the edge and I don't know what's next, you remind me I'm protected, I'm loved, I'm blessed. Every battle, every burden, every tear I've cried, you've been right there walking by my side. Jesus, walk with me when the road gets rough, when the storms roll in and I'm not enough. You lift me up when I fall apart. You light the dark, you steady my heart. Jesus, walk with me, I'm holding on to you. The dust piles up on the windowsill while I chase the shadows across the hill, running from the weight of a hollow crown in a world that works to pull me down. I felt the gravel beneath my feet, walking lines on a one-way street. The air was thin and the light was faded by every bet that I never traded. But the silence broke like a heavy seal, turned nearly iron into something real. Pull of the tides began to shift, lifting the anchor from the deeper drift. Constructed walls in a field of glass, praying for winter and storms to pass. I tried to build on the shifting sand with a fragile heart and a shaking hand. But the blueprint changed in the sudden heat, where the ancient law and the promise meet. The ruins fell and the structure cleared, removing every ghost that I once had feared. Now the silence glows with a steady flame, calling out the atoms by hidden name. The pull of the spirit started to ignite, breaking through the ceiling of the longest night. Hey, hey. Holy is the fire that cleans the bone, the foundation built on a living stone. High above the wreckage and the cold remains, rising from the valley and the broken chains. The offering of the morning and the final breath, crossing through the canyons, the shade of death. Mercy is the mountain that can never move, the only solid ground with the truth to prove. Not by the power of a human will, but the quiet voice when the sea is still. So the heavy velvet from the inner room left the linen folded in an empty tomb. Wide enough for every soul to find a way, brighter than the center of the brightest day. Hey, holy is the mind that cleans the bone, the foundation built on the living soul. High above the refuge and the cold remains, rising from the valley and the broken sings. The author of the morning and the final breath, crossing through the canyon in the shade of death. Mercy is the mountain that will never move, the only solid ground and the truth to prove. Holy is the mind that claims the bone, the foundation built on a living stone. High above the wreckage and the cold remains, rising from the valley and the broken sings. The author of the morning and the final breath, crossing through the canyon in the shade of death. Mercy is the mountain that will never move, the only solid ground with the truth to prove. Dust settles on the heavy road out of town, watching the shadows stretch along the dry ground. I carried a heart like a stone in my chest, seeking a place where a weary soul might rest. The sun bleeds cold over the sharpening hill, everything moves yet the spirit stays still. Of the carpenter walking the face of the earth. You are the breath in the lungs of the weak, the promise of grace for the humble and meek, lifting the fallen from the depths of the mire, a cooling rain falling on the wild earth fire. The rock that won't crumble, the shield in the fray, leading the wanderer back to the day. Torn as the thunder spoke loud, piercing the veil of the dark, heavy clouds. Death couldn't hold what the Father had blessed. Now in your mercy we find our true quest. From the empty tomb to the sky up above, the present is bare. I find my true freedom in the weight of a prayer.
The horizon is glowing with a brand new flame. Every tongue shouting the strength of your name. The mountains are shaking, the rivers run clear. Love is a force that has
Banish the fear. You are the breath in the lungs of the weak, the promise of grace for the humble and meek, lifting you falling from the depths of the mire, a cooling rain's falling on the wilder fire.
The wreck that won't crumble, the shield it will find, leading the wanderer back to the day.
The dust has settled on the heavy road I walked alone. The shadows lengthened as I searched for something I could own. I saw the light break through the canopy of ancient oaks, a gentle fire burning through the heavy winter cloaks. I felt the weight of every stone beneath my weary feet, until the moment that the earth and sky began to meet.
You stood beside the river where the crimson water flows, a quiet wisdom that the weary traveler only knows. The armor fell away and left the spirit bare and wide. I climbed the ladder made of beams of pure and holy light.
No longer drifting on a sea of doubt and sudden rain, I found a healing in the palm that understands the pain. Lift the mountain from the valley of the soul, make the broken pieces of the vessel whole. Truth is shining like a beacon on the height, turning every darkest hour into sight. Found a solid ground beneath the shifting sand, holding steady in the hollow of your hand.
The noise of living often drowns the message in the gale, but there is mercy for the heart that files it might just fail. I saw the mercy in the grain and in the harvest field. The deepest mystery of the universe has been revealed.
The iron gates are open and the path is wide and clear. There is no longer any room for trembling or for fear.
The morning breaks upon the city and the mountainside, with nowhere left for all the bitterness or grief to hide.
I sing a melody that started where the world began. The master plan was written by a higher, steady hand. Every breath is borrowed from the wind that fills the sails.
Love that comes
taking control. You break through the static, you step in my mind. You're the fire in the darkness that I can't deny. Every fear I've carried starts to lose its power when your name rings out like a midnight tower. Jesus, you hold the light, burning like a wildfire in the night. When I'm breaking, you remind me I am love, I'll be alright. Jesus, you hold the light, stronger than the shadows that I fight. You're the hope that never leaves me. You hold the line. When the doubts start rising like a siren's call, and the lies in my head try to make me fall, you cut through the chaos with a truth so loud. Every chain I carried hits the ground, comes down. Every storm inside me starts to lose its sound. When your grace comes crashing, breaking through the clouds. Jesus, you hold the light, burning like a wildfire in the night. When I'm breaking, you remind me I am yours, I'll be alright. Jesus, you hold the light, stronger than the shadows that I fight. You're the hope that never leaves me. You hold the light. You're the strength when I'm defeated. You're the mercy when I fall. You're the voice that shakes the darkness. You're the king above it all. And when everything around me feels like it's gonna break, your love is the anthem that nothing can take. Oh, Jesus, I was lost in the noise of the crowd. Jesus, then you showed up and everything got loud. You shine like sunrise on a broken night. Jesus, you hit my heart like a stage of light bright. Jesus, I swear I wasn't looking for grace, but Jesus, you found me in the darkest place. Jesus, you're my favorite sound, like a heartbeat rhythm, steady and loud. Jesus, when you're near, the world feels right, like a perfect chorus on a peaceful night. Jesus, I don't ever wanna come back down, 'cause Jesus, you're my favorite sound. Jesus,
speak, all my fears fall still. Jesus, when you guide me, I find your will. You turn my long nights into something bright. Jesus, you're the melody that saved my life. First, I don't know how you do what you do, but Jesus, every moment feels brand new. Jesus, you're my saving soul, like a heartbeat rhythm, steady and loud. Jesus, when you're near, the world feels right, like a thrill-filled chorus on a peaceful night. Jesus, I don't ever wanna come back down, 'cause Jesus, you're my favorite sound. Jesus, you're the spark in the dark. And Jesus, you're the beat in my heart. And Jesus,